Hello, everyone, and welcome to another social race with the Apex Racing League with Box Gaming. I am, of course, Justin,
And I'm Mikko.
and today we're going to be racing in Malaysia for another social race with ARL. This is these still are not official races. You can see we're driving for the Caterham F1 team in for this social. The Lotus was not available again, so we just went ahead and went for the Caterhams. And we're still waiting for the PC side of ARL to start. We still haven't even done the time trial stuff to figure out the splits and everything. So I do expect that we'll probably be doing another social race on this coming Sunday as well.
Yeah, I think the time trial should be starting pretty soon, maybe even next week. I'm not sure, but
I sure hope so.
Yeah.
I'm pretty anxious to get the season underway. So we're just going through the setup right now. It is, of course, the medium and hard compound tires for Malaysia.
yeah,
And
yeah,
it is going to rain, too.
yeah. So everybody is in a huge rush to get out of the pits.
Yep, I imagine pretty much everyone going straight on to the option tires as well, the medium compound.
Yeah.
You know, it looked like someone just went by you on the primes, though. So some people might be trying some alternate strategies. This is pretty much a three-stop race, even with the two hard compound tires or harder compound tires. But some people will be doing, prime option, and there's still quite a few with that many pit stops. There's a lot of variety in the strategies for the race.
Yeah.
And of course, not a lot of people have practiced for this. If this was an actual race, people would have done pretty extensive testing to try and find out the fastest way around this track for them specifically. It is, of course, different for everyone. My personal experience, I find that if you think you're quite fast at a track, then just go with the normal three-stop or whatever. But if you think you struggle there, then that's when I started thinking about two-stopping.
Yep.
All right, so here's the side-by-side qualifying comparison. And coming on to this long straightaway, both using all our cars. And pretty similar seventh gear, it would seem. Our gears are different. I have a higher first and second gear, but our seventh gear appears to be about the same. We were hitting the rev limiter about the same time. And pretty close so far. You have a little bit tighter line going through there.
Yeah. So
as we come now to the end of Sector 1.
yeah, both of our first laps, so taking pretty easy.
Right, yeah, I don't really know the limits, but you're already over 2/10 up on me after that first sector split as the Lotus gets nicely out of the way for me. And into these high-speed corners, really enjoy these corners as I take a lot of curb on both the middle of the corner and exit of the corner. Going down to first gear for the hairpin. And it looks pretty close actually right now.
Yeah.
Not too far off.
On both of our screens you can see the rain is already falling down, so everybody who's been have already done their laps or are starting to come across the line, they're probably gonna have a small advantage.
Right, exactly. And going on to this second to last straight before the start-finish straight after the penultimate corner. And topping out, going down to first gear again. This was a second gear corner last year, I remember, but this year comfortably a first gear corner. And I'm staying a little bit more to the right than you are, and so only about a 1/10.5 difference though. Not too far off. We were 9th and 10th though,
Yeah.
which I gotta say was pretty surprising. It was over 2 seconds to Ownage on the same tires. As we get confirmation of that right here, Ownage was 7/10 up on the next car, who was Jack first. Alex Gillen way down in 5th actually. Again though, that's really because everyone just had the one shot.
Yeah.
Because of that rain, everyone just pretty much had one lap to go out there and do their best. So here we are. This is your setup. 2-2 wings on the aerodynamics. Oh, taking down the rear wing. 2-1. 50-50 high standard or high large.
I'm not sure.
Me?
Let's see what we do. Yeah.
High standard.
Let's see. The clock started to run, so we had
Yes.
some new guys, and I don't know if they knew that we usually wait a pretty long time at least in this social races, to get the setups and the pit stops and strategies right. So as you can see, I'm just messing around in panic, trying to figure
Panicking.
out something. So
Yeah, exactly. I had pretty much the same problem too. I didn't go into my setup first though, so pretty much the whole time I was sitting there looking at my strategy and I saw the clock going down. I was thinking about trying something interesting, but when the clock started going down, I was like, just forget it. We'll just go with something pretty basic.
yep.
And so there's Ownage on pole, and there's you in ninth, with me right alongside in 10th. I believe there are 15 cars in this race. Yep, 15 cars in this race.
Yeah, good to see a lot of people participating in the socials.
Yep, absolutely. Good to see new people as well.
Yep.
And 4 lights, 5 lights, and we're away. The five lights went out really quickly. And getting a nice start on that Force India. Using a little bit of KERS, about half your KERS, 50%. Nicely in the slipstream of the cars ahead, going along the outside of chicane. And getting squeezed a little bit. No contact though.
Yep. Trying to go around Grano, but he gets the position.
Yep, he was able to cut you off there. Very nice move from Granu.
A lot of cars going in. Oh.
And somebody's gone off. It looked like a McLaren. Oh, and some contact with Granu. And that's let me by.
Yeah, I think Granu tried to dodge chicane, who was I think he was trying to evade someone else. So it kind of just didn't go really good for Granu, who he just slowed down, and I just slammed into the side of him.
Yep, and that's kind of what happens when you do these social races without practices. Is small mistakes like that happen, but not the end of the world. Everyone is still moving along quite nicely. I'm up now to 7th position, so actually I've gained a couple of positions in this starting from 10th. Moved up 3 places. Right behind Joe's Visa, who is one of the new people as well, and you're nicely behind Silver, who is, of course, split 2 from Season 6.
Yeah,
this
he's
past
on
season
Primes.
of ARL. Yep, he is on Prime, so he's one of those people trying alternate strategies. You're going up the inside, and he is hanging it around the outside, but no, you were able to hang on to that position, stay in front of him. No DRS yet, of course, as we finish lap 1.
Yeah, using a little bit of KERS to defend. He's got a little bit of a slipstream, but doesn't try to defend too much.
And you got the inside line for the first corner, and now the inside line for the second corner. It's going to compromise your exit a little bit, though, so he might get a nice run on you here. Nope, you use some KERS to keep him behind.
Yeah, back to standard. No need to defend from behind, because he's on primes on heavy fuel, so really no need to look behind at this stage.
Right, yep, and really the next passing location isn't until the hairpin coming up in a few corners time, so yep, definitely good to save some fuel during these parts here. And that is me just ahead, and as we both go wide through that corner, that corner is one of those corners that's very different on heavy fuel versus qualifying fuel. Easily 4th gear corner when you're qualifying, and as we just saw, it's kind of right on the limit between 3rd and 4th gear when you're heavy with fuel.
Yeah, the difference, it wasn't so big in F1 2012, but I think in this game they pretty much got the feel for the fuel and that thing pretty right.
Yeah, I agree. It's one of those things with this game that I think is a big improvement. And we got some lag issues going on with Joe Visa, and I'm going along the outside here, and a little bit of contact, nothing major though, and I did make that stick around the outside.
Yeah, good move.
Very happy with that move, actually. I wasn't expecting it to work. I was kind of expecting him to go wide to the outside, and then I was going to maybe cut back to the inside, but ended up working out very well as you go flying up the inside. Missed your braking point by about 5 or 10 meters there. I believe you kept it on the track, though. We kind of lost track of you from my point of view, but I don't think you ended up in the gravel or anything like that.
No. Yeah, I'm still behind Joe Visa, but didn't lose out too much.
Yeah, it didn't look too bad. And so we're ending Sector 1 of Lap 3 here. We got Chicane up ahead, who I was able to beat in Australia, so I'm feeling pretty good at that point, as one of us kicks up some dust in your face there.
Gaining some time on Joe Visa here. Getting a good slipstream now.
Very nice couple of corners there from you. You're actually keeping it in 5th gear there. And he's gone very wide in this hairpin. He's right off the track, and that's going to give you the position. Nice and easy.
Yeah, that's left me just trailing you, trying to catch up with whoever's in front of you.
Right, the front runners. See what we can do with those guys. And just to remind everyone, or if anyone's new to watching these, as you get DRS, very nice. My split time is off, whether it's from Miko's point of view here or my point of view, it doesn't matter. My split times are not accurate. They're a good representation, but they're not 100% accurate. And I apologize if you guys have already heard this before. I just wanted to remind everyone. As you get DRS again, I think I might have DRS on the car in front, though, because it really seems like I'm keeping that distance.
Yeah, not sure, but the gap's certainly much smaller now. I think that's Chicane in front of you.
I do believe so, yes. And it looked like I was pretty close at the end of the straight there, so I think I did have DRS on him there. As I pull out the gap quite a bit there. I'm not sure if I got a good exit out of that corner, if I used some rich. I did use some KERS. I tend to use about maybe 10 to 20% of my KERS for that straight coming out of turn 2 or 3. So that's probably why I pulled out the gap a little bit. I am in Chicane's dirty air right now, though, so that is compromising my corner speed. As I go wide again.
Yeah,
I really struggling.
Yeah, I was trying to not to be in your dirty air, just to protect my tires a little bit. As Chicane goes really wide.
Yeah, really wide coming out of that corner. He did. It seemed like he kept 2 wheels on the track at least, but definitely compromised. He's very defensive right now, staying to the left, going into this high-speed corner here. This high-speed left-right. I'm definitely going to have DRS going up the inside. And you are right behind us as well. He's got mirrors full of Caterham green. Using all your KERS, actually. Yeah, and it looks like I'm past Chicane, and you're going up the inside. Oh. A little bit of contact. It's no problem, though. A little bit of oversteer as well. Some more contact. Got DRS, though. Yeah, where's Chicane? Did he pit? Oh, no, here he comes. Here comes Chicane. He's got DRS coming up the inside. We're going 3 wide into turn 1 here. A little bit of lag issues as well.
Wow, that was great.
I was trying to cut up the inside of Chicane there, leaving you room for turn 2. But I do get a better run using Rich Mix and about 10% of my KERS.
Yeah, really good battle. Really good
amazing driving from everyone, but really from Chicane as well. I mean, it looked like he was about to get passed by 2 Caterhams, and he actually held on to the position.
I think he might have saved some KERS, and he also got DRS. So.
Good point. Yeah. He must have maybe just gone down to lean, saved his KERS for that start-finish straight, and then just used his full allotment of KERS with the DRS to take that position back. Great driving from everyone. And some people pit, so we have moved up some places. I'm not sure exactly how many, but Chicane's now in the podium position of 3rd, and I'm in 4th, and you're in 5th. All 3 of us running in very close proximity as I go very wide through that corner.
Yeah, catching some dirty air probably.
And I believe I was close enough for DRS, though, as Chicane takes a kind of funny line going through there. He didn't exactly go wide, but definitely wasn't the best line through there, as I got DRS, but I'm saving KERS. So I'm pretty much trying to use the same technique that he used on me last lap. Just going to save all my KERS, bit of fuel saving, and then he pits, and you pit as well. So Chicane and you are also pitting on lap 5 here. Yeah. And I continue on, and I believe I have now taken the lead of the race.
Yeah.
So, so I'm now in 1st.
Yeah, of course, because we're teammates, there's no point on pitting on the same lap. So I decided, because I saw that you're not going in the pits, that I'll go into the pits then.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah, I wasn't 100% sure, but yeah, that ended up working out well, because we were in close proximity. If we had tried to pit on the same lap, I think that would have been a problem for sure.
Yeah.
And so you come out in 10th place, just behind Chicane still, though. Really no time gained or lost in the pits. And you got Granu nice and close, actually. He's not so close that you could see him with the proximity arrows, but he is nice and close behind you, less than a second. So actually, he is within DRS range. And do you know, did he pit on lap 4?
I'm not sure, but of course he had that collision in the first lap, but he's recovered really well.
Yeah, I believe he ended up pitting on lap 4, maybe in an effort to try and undercut.
Yep.
And it certainly helped. He didn't actually get past you, but he certainly did get a lot closer to you. And here we come to the end of lap 6, and my tires, I'm sure, are not doing super great right now. So went a little wide on that penultimate corner. Going down to lean as I'm about to do the pit entry. I think I went a little wide on this pit entry. Yeah, kind of missed my apex, but still carried a good amount of speed, and a little wide again here on the pit exit. I'm in the pits.
Okay. Yeah, you could hear a little bit of our radio traffic there.
Yep, I actually accidentally was recording my radio and yours this time. I forgot to turn, because I still had it set up as if I was doing the solo career video, so you can actually hear my transmissions as well for this one from my side.
Yeah.
As Alex Gillen does the fastest lap of the race, 136.8. And is that me coming out of the pits now?
Yes,
it is.
yes, it is.
And you're side by side with Chicane. You got the inside line for turn 1, but it looks like he's going to have the inside line for turn 2, but you should have the better run coming out of this corner. Yep, and it looks like you've taken that position. Very nicely done. My tires are a little on the cold side right now, but of course they're not quite as bad to warm up in this game versus previously. And so you do a purple first sector.
Yeah, with DRS and new tires, so
certainly helpful.
Yeah, I was struggling with this second sector a little bit. It's really hard with high fuel, trying to clip the apexes, trying to put the steering at the right time. It's really easy to miss the apexes.
Yeah, especially on those high speed corners. I mean, you know, things happen just at such high speed that you have to have lightning reflexes just to even make the corner. You know, never mind be fast around the corner, but just to hit the corner at the right line. And it looks like I got a little bent out of shape in that corner there. I'm not sure if I hit a bollard or something, but you've already got DRS on me though. I think I might be saving curves right now.
Yeah, pretty much
and
past
up the inside, and job done, actually.
Yeah, let's see how you do. I think you got DRS. Oh, you got Chicane for company here.
Yep, Chicane's alongside, but it looks like I might have a higher top speed than him as I'm actually pulling away a little bit, and we get some lag issues. This is the first time that I had lag issues with you, by the way.
Yeah.
Never in any of the previous races, so I'm not sure what was different in this race versus other ones. But Chicane again, very feisty. He's on a dirty part of the track though. We're only 7 and a bit laps in, but there is already this rubbered in line, and he was trying to kind of go around the outside of that rubbered in line, which wasn't optimal. So I did successfully defend that place from Chicane with a little bit of curves as well, going a little wide through that corner. Not a great line through there.
Yeah. Of course,
and
all this fighting is costing us time, really.
Right there, I don't. The car just lifts up off the ground when people hit the curbs, and Chicane just dives up the inside. He did apologize for that. Yeah, right there, you could hear him. He just apologized for it. Totally accidental. He was kind of thinking of having a look up the inside, but I think he ended up braking a lot later than he intended to, and he ended up just coming into contact with my corner, or with my car, excuse me, during the corner. I kind of turned in at my normal place, and he was there, and there was really nothing to be done about it. So, but that penalty is definitely not deserved. So you guys can ignore that penalty. It would have been removed had this been a league race. And Granu just barely giving me enough room.
I think neither of you got DRS there.
Yeah. No, I think we crossed the line so close that no one got DRS. Is I'm actually in lean right now. I think I'm just kind of thinking about staying behind him, but he goes very deep into that corner. And he's going to have the inside line, but again, I'm going to have a much better run if I could stay alongside him, and I do. And I've taken that place back. Good racing from everyone there.
Yeah, and as you can see, big gap already forming from all that battling.
Yep, yeah, definitely was not helping my lap times at all. You're definitely still within touching distance, but it's going to be a challenge to catch up with you. Yep. Granu is still right behind me. You actually can't even see his dot on my mini-map because he's so close behind me, so he is still a threat, though.
No proximity arrow, though. I think here you can see it, yeah. So we're gonna skip a few laps, 4 laps.
Yep, end of lap 13. And it looks like you are pitting. That front left really is the main problem tire.
Yeah, using all my curves, that would be an indication of coming to the pits. Yep.
And similar line to me as well. I noticed in other people's videos after this that they're actually kind of hitting the apex on that. So it's something I'm going to try to do for the actual league race. Turn in a little bit earlier for that final corner, carry a bit more speed, try and actually hit an early apex. Because you and I both, we were both doing this. You know, you do want to take a wider entry into that final corner when you're pitting, because of how the pit entrance is. But I think we can even maybe cut a few feet, a couple meters out of that, and make that even a little bit faster. As you come out in 9th place, just behind Ledeni, he's one of the new people. He was trying to take part in the Australian social race the week prior to this race, but he had some connection issues, so we were unable to race with him, unfortunately. But no connection issues this time, and he is one of the newer guys. I'm not sure what kind of strategy he's on right now, but I have a feeling he might be at the end of this prime stint. He might be looking to pit at the end of this lap.
Yeah, we can always play the game of guess the flag. What country's flag is that?
Oh man,
I'm thinking Croatia, maybe Croatia.
Possibly.
Let me check.
Eastern Europe. Yeah, I think you might be right in that sense.
Hey, I'm right.
Oh, okay, nice, very nicely done. I did end up swooping up the you ended up swooping up the inside of him at the hairpin corner there, though. Nice move, which I think does support that he was on some worn tires.
Yeah.
And I'm now finally going to be coming into the pits. And again, see, I think I could be even more to the left. I think we can turn in more than that, even carry a little bit more speed. But that was a little bit better entrance than my first one. A little bit, not so much on the grass as I was.
I think you're usually much better than me on the pit entrance. I usually take it really easy.
Yeah, I'm pretty aggressive. Or I try to be pretty aggressive on them. But at the same time, I also try to go to lean at the end of my in laps as well. Yeah. For like, you know, the entire last sector almost, that type of thing. Not so much on this track because there is that long straight before the pit entrance, but yeah, try to do as much fuel saving as I can while the tires are all destroyed.
Yeah, you came right in front of Ledini, so
yep.
No need to worry about that.
Yep, just want to try and build a gap to him and try and close down that gap to you, and it does look like it as I cut that corner. I was getting more grip from these tires than I expected, which is actually something common that we've been seeing a lot with with F1 2013, not 2113. Got a ways to go before we see that game. But for F1 2013, it just you know, you can really do that type of stuff. And so you're right behind Jack First now. And he's right behind Hunter Manley. He's another new guy. He's also another American. Good to see. Really happy to have another American in the series. And I'm not sure if he'll be split 2 or that high up. I do believe he is pretty new to the game and racing with a wheel and stuff like that. But just always good to see Americans, of course, as I am an American. And going around the outside now, yeah, it looks like he's struggling with tires as well.
Yeah. I think he might be on a 2-stop, trying to do a 2-stop, so that's gonna be a big task.
Yes, yeah, 2-stopping at this track, not easy. I mean, if I were gonna try and 2-stop at this track, I would do full right camber. I mean, you would have to really go for a serious tire saving setup, and most likely, if you want to do a two-stop here, you probably want to not qualify. I don't think it's. I'm not 100% sure, but I would be really impressed if someone could qualify for this race and two-stop. That would be quite impressive. So you're in lean at the moment. Now, I think one of the first guys, Jack First or Fat First, I think one of them was attempting to two-stop as well. Was that Jack First?
I think maybe Fat First. I think Jack First,
okay.
He qualified second, so I don't think he'd be
okay.
He two-stopping. So.
And if the first guys are watching this, I do really apologize for mixing you guys up. It's just you're always on the same team and both have first at the end of your name, so it just makes it kind of difficult for me. But I will do my best to try and improve on that. And it looks like actually I am gaining time on you, and it looks like actually there's a Mercedes right behind me as well. You can actually see my car in your rearview mirrors now, so I have gained a little bit of time on you. I'm not sure if maybe my setup works a little bit better with the prime tires, and your setup works a little bit better with the option tires. As we have a car off, and was that SHX in a Lotus?
Probably, yeah.
It looked like a small name, so I think that was SHX. I swear it had a German flag too, so I believe that was SHX. As you go very deep into the final corner, and that's going to let me up along the inside. And do I have DRS is the real question. I'm not sure that I do.
We're going side by side. Yep. You're gaining, so I think you do. Can't see it though. I'm gonna try it
along the outside. Gonna pull a Mark Webber. And it's got the inside line for this corner, but you're gonna have the better run. And I would be very surprised if I take this place. Yep, you hang on to the place.
Yeah, no point taking huge risks.
We see that lag.
Oh, that is terrible. I mean, yeah.
I really hope that gets fixed. I did find out that I am not the only person that this is happening to, actually, though. I was talking to SHX after this race, and he does have similar problems. His problems are just like mine, though. They don't happen with everyone for him. It only happens for certain people with him. So it does appear that I'm not the only person that's having these types of problems. But it does seem like I'm one of the few. Hopefully it's something that gets addressed by Codemasters in the near future. It is, it's not so bad that it's going to prevent me from playing the game, but it is pretty annoying, certainly. It does make things a little bit more difficult.
Yeah, it looks like whenever I'm in a high-speed corner, or in any case in a above 200 kilometers an hour or something.
Yeah,
it starts to get worse, especially at the end of the straights.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Yeah, now that you've said that, that is exactly where it seems to be a problem. Is at the really high speed at the end of that last straight, at the end of this straight, we can already see it starting right there. It also does seem to be worse at certain distances. So it wasn't too bad right there. But if I had been closer to you, I think it would have actually been worse.
No problem here.
Right, exactly. No problem through that slow corner. No problems right now. Let's see, going into this corner. I mean, we're gonna be. Yep, there we go.
Yep.
So yeah, it looks like maybe 240 kilometers an hour, something like that, is when it really seems to start. Let's see, it's about 150 miles per hour, so we should see it starting soon. Yep, and there it is. So yeah, you are exactly right. It really seems to only be in the high speed. And so yeah, hopefully that's something that can get addressed for the future. As we do a little skip now, skipped about a lap and a half.
Yep.
End of lap 19 now. 9 laps left after this one. And we are still in the same position. I can say that I do have more fuel than you. I believe at this point in the race, actually, I'm still at even +1 potentially. So. I think that's the one reason that I might have actually a leg up on you at this stage in the race, is just because I got more fuel to use.
And you have 1 lap fresher tires also.
Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah, so that's going to help as well. And I can't remember my strategy. I think I might have done option, prime option. Some people did 2 prime stints, some people only did 1 prime stint. So again, there's that variety in the strategies that we've been talking about, which is just really great to see.
Yeah, and I'm probably gonna pit this lap, so I'm gonna do option prime, prime, prime.
Oh, okay. Yep. Yeah, that makes sense. And it's good to go in this game. I find it's good to go into the race with a plan A and plan B. Of course, the game won't actually let you select a plan A and plan B, but with that, exactly what you said. Going into a race, you should be prepared for anything. So if you're set up to do an prime option run, you want to set yourself up in the mentality. Okay, what if this second stint or third stint doesn't go as long as I would like it to? Then you want to have the option to switching to a option prime to save tires. So that's one of the nice parts about this game is that you really you want to go into a race open-minded about the possibilities and what you can do to kind of respond to the different things that happen in the race.
I can't remember.
Yeah, and I didn't go to the pits because I think I felt that my tires were still pretty okay, so I just wanted to make sure that I can have a good last stint, that the tires won't fall off in the end.
Yeah, and I can tell you right now, I believe now at this point, seeing this much of the race, I believe I did go option prime option because I did 6 laps. I did 6, 8, 8, 6. It's 28 laps, so I did 6 on the options, 8 on the primes, 8 on the primes, and then I'm pitting at the end of lap 22 for my final option stint. And part of that also was because of the wet qualifying. Most people only ended up using 1 or 2 sets of the options at most. So I did go into this race with an unused set of option tires, so that helped me to use that brand new set of options in the final stint as well.
Yeah, were you 10th in qualifying, so you could choose the tires?
No, I could not choose the tires because I was 10th. Yeah, so I did have to run on the tires that I qualified on, but I was very gentle on them. And I do continue on, so I am going to be pitting at the end of lap 22 for options, as you pit now for a set of the options or primes. Let's find out. Prime.
Yep.
Yep, going on the primes, but basically that means you could just abuse the heck out of these.
2 screens.
I mean, you could push as hard as you absolutely want. You only got to do 7 laps on this set of prime tires.
Yeah,
and it's not too much of a time difference either between these 2 compounds.
No, not really. I mean, the option isn't that much in the long run, especially. It's not too much of a difference. As you see, Granu passing me, so good recovery drive from him.
Absolutely.
After that turn 4 calamity in the first lap.
Absolutely, yeah, great drive from him. He's running a very clean, quick race, and you guys are in 6th and 7th right now. I'm not sure. I think there are people still left to pit though, up near the front.
Yeah, probably. I think there's some who are trying a really short option stint.
Yep, me being one of those people, certainly.
Yeah.
And staying in standard, very late braking, very nicely done though, getting it nicely hooked up for that hairpin.
Yeah, it doesn't take long, especially at this point of the race, it doesn't take long to get the tires heated up, especially when there's the rubber D-line now appearing.
Yep, and also just this track just has such high speed corners all over the grass. The track has such, and look at that, I am still at +1 laps of fuel actually. So I really haven't. I've just been maintaining that the whole race for the most part. So I'll be coming out of the pits here on a brand new set of option tires with lots of fuel to burn. So definitely in a good place at the moment. Pitting from 5th, and I believe that's you and Granu coming down the straight right now.
Yep.
And it's going to be interesting. I am in lean because there's not really a lot of accelerating, and Granu's going to go along the outside. Can he bring it back into the inside? He does. He covers off that inside line. Didn't have a great line through that corner, though, but my tires are cold. So he has jumped both of us, actually, in the pits. Great job from Granu.
Yeah, I don't know when he pit for the prime tires, but I think he's going for a longer last stint, so I think you shouldn't have too much of a problem getting past him, especially with your fuel advantage.
Yeah, I am looking to try and get past him as quickly as I can. Looks like I'm too far back to do anything at this hairpin, so yeah, probably gonna wait for DRS as I go into lean nice and early, actually. And very likely you're gonna see me going into rich mix as I come around this corner here. Nope, as I only go to stand down. There we go. As I go into rich mix, trying to stick with him to get the DRS. Should have no problem though, as he actually goes wide through that corner and then staying very far to the left, and I'm going very aggressive through this corner now. And I'm gonna use some curves, not as much as I normally would use though. So I got DRS going down to lean even. There we go. I don't want to lose DRS. There we go. I get DRS, back up to rich. DRS, about 50-55% curves, and he stays to the inside, and this is actually what I wanted though. I wanted to go around the outside here. I've got the tires and the grip to do it. And going around the outside, as you do a complete 360. Holy cow. That was amazing. That was just absolute. I've never seen a spin like that. You really almost did a complete 360.
Yeah, what happened is there's a kind of a bug in the game that you kind of get stuck in the other person's side pod or the front wheel or whatever, and then the game just spins you around, and that's something I want to get Codemasters to fix.
Yeah, that's a bit much. I mean, you know, if it spun you a little, like maybe 45 degrees or something, that's understandable. But I mean, that was like a full 360. That was really something. So I actually didn't know that happened to you in the race because something. Little spoiler alert, something does happen to me. This is not an uneventful final 5 laps for my race. And actually, but I even after my little issue, I still was kind of in front of you by a couple of seconds. And I wasn't sure if that was from pure pace or not. Now I know that was definitely not pure pace, because I had no idea that you did a full 360 in turn 1.
Yeah, so behind you it's Granu, then Jack first, then me. You can see in the minimap that I probably lost a good 4 or 5 seconds.
And you can actually see Jack first's dot on the mini-map vibrating even. So, I mean, clearly that bug doesn't just affect me when cars are within view. It just happens anytime they're nearby at all, even if they're behind me.
Yeah, looks like it.
And there it is. Yep. Totally missed my braking point. Just right off the track. I was looking down at my fuel consumption or my curves or something like that, and I just went right past the 100-meter board, and I ended up. I think I ended up braking at 50 meters for that, and lost a lot of time. That's going to put me down behind Jack first and Granu. And really disappointing, after the race was over, I found out that Fat First up ahead was the one that was two-stopping. So I had a nice opportunity of actually catching Fat First for possibly 3rd place in this race, if it wasn't for that off, unfortunately. But that's the way it goes. It was my mistake. I can't blame anyone but myself. But here we are. I was able to catch back up with Granu. He is, of course, on those older prime tires, and I've still got quite a bit of fuel as I nearly run straight into the back of him there. And I got DRS the rest of my curves, and my tires are in better health as well, so I got a nice run on him. I do believe as soon as he crossed the line, though, he started using some curves, so he's right up alongside. As I actually went to lean there, and kind of in this no man's land. Am I going to undercut? Am I going to stay on the outside? Stay on the outside. A little bit of contact.
Ooh.
A little bit of contact, nothing too major though, and actually that did benefit me. It looks like that contact actually hurt Granu more than it hurt me. So I take that place back. Got Jack first up ahead now. This is, of course, the final lap of the race though, so it would take a monstrous effort. But you can see now the gap between Jack first and Fat first has really closed down. If you guys were paying attention to that all before we fast forwarded, that gap was much bigger, but Jack first is now severely struggling with his tires. So that is allowing everyone behind to sort of catch back up. And look at that, they're even closer now. I think his tires may have actually fallen off the cliff entirely.
Yeah, I think you meant Fat First, because
Yeah,
Jack
yeah.
First was the guy who came out of the pits, and I collided with. I think that was on at the start of lap 24. So Jack First would have really new tires for the end.
Yep, Fat First.
I think they're going. They're going side by side there.
They're going side by side into the final corner. Jack First is ahead at the moment, but Fat First is going to have DRS, but it is a very short run down to that finish line. Yep, and it looks like his tires were just gone. So yeah, it looks like I would have actually been ahead of both of the firsts if it weren't for that off in the end. Could have possibly had a podium finish. I did get that 10-second time penalty because of the incident with chicane. As I mentioned earlier, though, that would have been removed. So in the end, I would have finished in 5th position, possibly as high as 3rd without that off. And of course, you had your incidents as well, so that kind of hindered your performance as well. But overall, a very exciting and really fun race. I really enjoyed this race. I mean, I had fun in Australia as well, but I think just having more cars on the grid even really just upped the enjoyment level of this race.
Yeah, and I think we had a lot of in-team battling at this race, so I think we were side by side we were on the track. You were on the. My thoughts are going.
Yeah, lots of side by side battling. Of course, we did have the lag issues as well, but that could have been because of the side by side battling. I'm not sure who was hosting this one. I think it was chicane both times though. Yeah. So in the end, I was 30 seconds back. Jack First, who finished in 3rd, he was 20 seconds behind Onich, 26 seconds, and I do believe that I did lose more than 4 seconds because of that off in turn 4. I think is what you said it was. So yeah, potentially a podium. It definitely would have been an exciting battle with the firsts at the end if it wasn't for that off. But still very happy with the finish. In the end, Alex ended up only being 1.4 seconds behind Onage in the end. Fastest laps, I actually ended up doing a 35.2 at the end because of my late race option stint with the fuel left as well. So actually, I was quite happy to see that at the end. The only people who had faster laps than me were the people who finished 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, which are Onage, Alex, and Jack First. So in the end, I was very happy with even just that single fastest lap of my own. I was very proud of that.
Yeah. So let's hope for a similar good performance in the actual Malaysian race. Should be happening pretty soon. So I guess we'll guys see you next time in China if we'll do the China race next Sunday. Yep,
and I am expecting it. If we would have started the time trial already if we were doing the actual season race. So yep. It is looking like it'll be the Chinese Grand Prix next Sunday, and it is looking like it'll be another social in China. But thanks everyone for watching, and just tune in next time for that Chinese social Grand Prix.
Yeah, see you then.